Yeah, wayabowe, wabava, wabota, bine egeriri have ken wayaye, Oba for wagbe. Uh, yes, let me speak the general language, but this is not my language, but just the general language, which everybody will understand. In the past few days, I think since on the 11th of August, we have been seeing this letter, this very press statement released by the state government of Edo State. And till yet, I have a little bit refused to talk about this issue because this is a very, very sensitive issue. And everyone knows when it comes to the issue of our tradition, when it comes to the issue of our heritage, uh, I don't play with it. I don't play with it in the sense that we have seen in the past 2 years what has been going on in our society or in Edo State, to put it clear, about our tradition and the government, the competition, the, the systematic reduction of our tradition in Edo State. And today, I'm going to be talking about this press release from the state government house. You see, the Oba of Benin have always been the only Oba of Omonoba of Benin. There has not been a time where we have two Obas in Edo State. In my own opinion, this letter or this press statement is a little bit dubious. Dubious in the sense that what already exists and has been existing since over 2,000 years now must not be reinstated again. The Oba of Benin has always been the only traditional ruler in Edo State or in Benin or what they call now south part of Edo State. But let us look at this issue closely. Why would somebody wake up one day and said, okay, now I want to work in favor of the palace or the tradition of Edo State and start creating all sorts of, want to start creating all sorts of chieftaincy title, all sorts of ownership in Edo State. You see, it doesn't mean we use grammars and they use big English this will confuse so many people. This will not be the case because from my own opinion, this is something we shouldn't trust. Every Benin should have come out to say something about this. We shouldn't be blind with money because this is what exactly is going on here. Because the statement from the Commissioner of Information from Edo State was trying to explain this to us that with this all Edo traditional rulers or chiefs will be receiving more money and all that. But the main point of all this is why can you not increase the salary of the traditional rulers and the chiefs, the inigi, the dukes, without this press statement? Can you not do that? Because if you want to fool everybody, you cannot fool me because I understand exactly what is going on here. This is something that we should protest against and we should fight against. The Commissioner of Information or whatsoever, Mr. Osaradio, was trying to explain that before the dukes and others were receiving about 200 and something a year, and now they are going to be increasing it, this and that. You can't do that. You increase the salaries of the teachers without redefining the position of the teachers in the society. You, you increase the salary of the civil servant without redefining the position of the civil servant in the state. Now, why are you now redefining the position of the Oba, Omonobanedo Kwapolokporo, and at the same time redefining the position of the chiefs and traditional rulers in the state? You see, there's something very wrong. There's something wrong in this system, and people should recognize this because the Oba have been existing. Obaship has been existing before the coming of the Portuguese, before the coming of the British to destroy our own system. And now we have this illegal, I would say it's illegal system that is being imposed on us because we have to be very, very careful when we are doing things. Now, as the landlord of the house, somebody give your tenant more power to be ruling over you. And now he will be telling you, this is the step you have to take, this is the step you cannot take. I have a post which is going on Facebook, it's called Real, where our Oba of Beini said something very important. All this governorship, all this president, all this government system you see, for me, are illegal. All this government and all those things you are seeing here are being imposed on us. They are not our things. And now we are trying to put it as if it's just normal. This is not normal. When somebody came from nowhere to be telling you your position in your house. So we have to look at this very well. We shouldn't allow money to blind us. And because this is what exactly they are trying to do. To say, okay, we are now increasing the salary of Oba of Beini, and we reinstate and say it again that he is the only Oba of Beini, the only. No, but we can see what is happening in interpretation of this letter, of this press conference. And we can as well, and we should protest against this because since the governor Obaseki came to power, we have had this problem all the time after time. And if you come to the issue of artifact, so many issues, even before the election began, we have this unbalanced situation between the palace, the Edo people, Obaseki, and so many other ones. It also comes to my notice anytime the Oba of Benin is having a success, is having success in some issues that really matters to the tradition of Edo State, Obaseki will immediately rise up to say no. It will systematically rise up to say, okay, let me block it. You see, in the issue of the artifact, we saw this what happened when Obaseki come immediately with a Mowa museum, and they tried to have the custodian of all those artifacts. And after that, he was also cooperating with Germans and all that, taking money from them to build this museum, which almost led to for the other governments, like German government and others, to stop the return of the artifacts. We saw that. And at the same time, now, the meeting between President Tinubu and our Oba of Benin, maybe there's something, there's something there that Obaseki did not like. There's a discussion because President Tinubu reaffirmed and stated again that the cassette made by his former president Buhari is going to abide with it. Because the hope of Obaseki was that when Tinubu come into power, he's going to maybe do another thing. Because this was the hope the people in Germany this was the people in Germany where they were hoping on. People were fighting against the return of the artifact. And now this failed, because I know this from the first hand. Because now this failed, and their last hope was for Tinubu to stop the return of this artifact to Benin. Now this failed, and Obaseki is now coming with another issue. Because we have always seen this. Because he has always been doing this, trying to compete with the palace. You cannot compete with the palace because your term is normally governorship term is 4 years. You have almost your 8 years now, and you are leaving. We will still be living with the Oba of Beini. Oba of Beini will remain Oba of Beini. Aiwerioba. But in this very case, you can see how tricky this governor is coming up with this again. He's always trying to come and shake the throne. Anytime the throne is having a success in any issue. Now we can see how he came again with this. Not just quite 1 month our Monoba visited the president. See, there are so many issues that really matters to our people right now in Edo State, which the governor should be concerned with. The insecurity, development of infrastructures, and all that. You see, it's not just only letters, because we have been praising the governors for doing enough, for doing so much in Edo State, for the infrastructure, for the development, and for laying foundation for so many projects. But we would like the governor to concentrate on all those issues. The traditional issues should remain with the Oba of Beini. And at the same time, the Oba of Beini is the only custodian, is the only traditional ruler in Edo State. The God is not in the position of the government to start creating traditional council in the state. You cannot create a Nogie or a Nigie or whatsoever in Edo State. This position is always left for our tradition. This is the head of our tradition. It's only our traditional leader, our traditional ruler, who has the right to pinpoint anybody as a Nogie or any minister position of our own tradition. I'm not talking about the government. You see, when you now come to be saying, okay, we want to create this, we want to create this, you are overriding the power of the Omonoba of Benin. It's not your possession to create Inigi. It is the position of the Oba of Benin. We have to clearly state this. This is where the bone of contention is. And at the same time, we, the Edo people, there's a lot to do, because it's very, very shameful to say that the chieftaincy and the affair of the Benin Empire or the Benin Edo State is under the Commission of Chieftaincy Affair. This is a shame. This is very, very shameful. I think we, the Edo people, we still have a lot to do. We have a lot to do. We have to talk to our elected representatives. These have to be brought forward. And the chieftaincy affairs have to be elevated. Have to be brought forward, because this is very, very shameful and downgrading. When a commissioner will be having a say where the Oba of Benin should step his foot and not to step his foot. So for me, I would say thank you for now. I will still be coming to say more about this. And then before I leave, I want to say this. I am not against anybody. I am not against Governor Obaseki, nor the Commissioner of Information, nor against any Edo person. But we have to start saying the truth if we want to progress as a nation, as an empire. The truth remains the truth, and we shouldn't be using big grammar and big English to start hiding the truth. So the Oba of Benin is the only traditional ruler in Edo State. Make it this clear, and let this be clear also to the government. The government doesn't have right to create any traditional council or any traditional person in Edo State, or to nominate a Nogi or to nominate any other person. This is the job of the Oba of Benin. By the time the government now took over this, they are now taking the position of the Oba of Benin as their own. So thank you very much, and I wish everyone a great day. Bye-bye.